All right, Coach, congratulations on a pair of victories to open your home slate against the Wolfpack. What would you say is the biggest thing you're going to take away from these two matches the past 2 days?
Well, it's always hard to beat a team, back-to-back days. And, of course, they're going to make some adjustments, and we knew that there was plenty on our side of the net to take care of as well. We didn't start out so hot, making a lot of those same errors, but we buckled down and while we still had some errors behind the service line, again, we're still going after it. We definitely cut down on our reception errors, so that serve and pass game was going to be pretty critical for us, and we definitely lessened how many times we got aced, and still managed our, the things that were in our control. So,
what were your overall thoughts on the team's performance tonight?
Well, again, not that first set, not so much. When I called timeout, it was 6-9. We had 6, and it really, if it wasn't for our errors, it could have been 12-3 in our favor. That's how much was in our control, or how much we were giving away to them. We knew that they were going to come out swinging. They're undersized. They're going to have to kind of chip away and go for it. They couldn't just, go lightly on us. And so was not happy in the first. But, there's that evolution, that learning process that, we have this weekend to really buckle down before we head into Big 12, and it's been an evolutionary process for us. And so, we better learn it quick. And some of those things we're seeing moments, we're seeing flashes, we're definitely seeing sequences that are really good, and it's just trying to get multiple points in a row for us instead of giving those away. And again, as a whole, it was better, but we knew that they weren't going to let it go easy, so we had to focus 1 point at a time.
Strouble, Black and Gold Banner, right? Coach, Emily Wilson has totaled 40 kills in just these past 2 matches. What's gone into her aggressive mindset offensively coming back home for these debut matches?
Yeah, well, Emily to this point has played the role more of as a DS for us. She was the L2 all of last year, but by moving Ava over, as I mentioned, this year to the left side, she and Heidi had pretty much held down, attacking on the left side. And so, but she's been chipping away. I mean, every day in practice, she's still swinging from the front row, from the back row. And so, this was an opportunity for her to really find herself, and that's what she did. She's a scorer. She has the ability to throttle on the ball, but she also has the ability to chip away on the block and to, handle some off-speed shots and really mess with teams. She really can. Her spray chart is all over because she really sees the floor and has control of it. So really proud of the work that she did this weekend so far. Not done yet.
What was the biggest difference between the team in the first 2 sets versus the team in the second 2 sets?
Well, I think we found that fire again, that sense of urgency, and that we had to take it to them and not wait and see or allow them. And that started from the service line. We started, finally hitting a little bit more seams or dropping that ball in front of them, and so we were just executing at a better clip.
So and then you also have, of course, Chloe Shear. Since we last saw her, she has now made her way up to 5th all-time in program history and career dig. She had a career high with 30 last night. She also got a really high number with 26 today. Just what's it been like watching her on the defense these past couple days?
Yeah, well, we knew she would have opportunities because their 2 outsides were very much cross-court hitters. We didn't intend on her having so much court to cover, so it took us a little bit of time to adjust to how sharp they were hitting, but she did a great job of handling that and stepping up, both as a leader and just as a defensive player.
You also had Alexia Kuhl once again just batting the ball down with authority, 4 block solos. First time we've seen a player do that in an individual match in a while. Mm-hmm. What was it like seeing her up there, and how big has her presence been at that Milwaukee?
Well, she's 6'7", so it's a big presence. but she just works hard every single day of really, getting closed when she can, but getting her hip around the ball and making sure that she's pressing. Obviously, there were a couple times that they were able to, kind of get the best of her. But obviously, you hear that thunderous ball go down when she is over and pressed. And just love that she comes in every day and is trying to get better, even though she's in her 6th year. So proud of her.
You even have Sasha doing quite well as far as from a percentage standpoint with 43.6 hitting percentage, getting 9 kills. How big is it to have somebody like her to kind of back up Alexia at that spot there?
Yeah, well, yesterday it was the Lex show offensively. She was hitting for a fantastic percentage, and Sasha got going towards the end. But Abby Shomers, and Sasha today were really connecting, especially in motion. They were just, they kind of had a short string between the two of them, and she was able to get her into space quite a bit, and I was really glad with the connection that they had today.
Since we last spoke, you've gone up to Tallahassee, had that reverse sweep win over FAU. You had your first loss to a ranked FSU squad, and now you have these matches. What would you say is the biggest difference from the team that I last saw in person back in Stetson versus the one we're seeing right now that they've made their first 2 home matches?
Well, I think, it's not that we didn't face adversity there, and a lot of the adversity was created by us, but, these teams are all pretty scrappy and relentless, and they're not going to give you anything. And so seeing us still come out on top while being pushed we start seeing that growth. And again, it's about sequencing points together, and that's kind of where, even though it's close, it's, we're finding ways to string together points a little bit better. We're hitting our marks, in that last set. I think we were at 73% side out. So that's a pretty special number. I mean, you're going to win most of those.
Coach, you welcome a formidable opponent in Maryland tomorrow. This is a team that's won 7 matches straight. What's the mindset and the preparation looking like going into this final non-conference match for the next 2 months?
Well, I think it's combining that fire. We have to come out of the gates faster. A team like that will roll because they play very clean. So we have to be assertive. We can't just wait and see what they do. We've got to watch them earlier today. So at least we got to see, not just on film, but in person. And I think a lot of it has to do with asserting yourselves. They're a Big Ten team. They're used to playing against physicality. They're not going to be afraid of us because they have it themselves. But we like our chances. It's a matter of, do we give them an extra body on the court by being our worst enemy? That's really what it's going to come down to.
Coach, how does it feel now after having such a long road trip to open the season to be back in the venue?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, Night Nation is awesome. Our fans come out. We're excited, to play a weekend match, and especially with the football off week. We had the band there today. It was loud. It was energized. We love it. We love our fans. They're so supportive, and I think having been on the road, we saw a little bit of jitters yesterday, just wanting it so badly for our home fans. Even though we were in state the last couple of weeks, there's nothing like being at home. And so we're excited about the crowd tomorrow, especially, with the name recognition of a Maryland. It's going to be fun and electric. I think we expect even more.
What do you think is the biggest difference between the team that started this road trip back in the season opener versus the one we're looking at right now?
Oh gosh. Well, our focus the whole time has been getting better incrementally, and I think that's where we're learning. Our attackers are learning how to score, and it's not just always the big swing. And when you start learning that there's more tools in your tool belt, I think I saw a much more confident passing team today than what we saw even 24 hours ago. So, gosh, we've grown so much in that regard of learning to trust ourselves. And we have a very caring team. You probably heard that time and again. They love each other, and we talk about, making each other rise rather than lowering down to a player who's struggling. Pull them up with you, and that's something that's been kind of a message for us. So really excited to see the growth and maturity of being able to be productive on the court, but also just that inner confidence growing.
Last question.
Coach, you ended up, it seems that Nevada ended up with 2 more errors than you guys did, even though you were accumulating errors early. What did you do to set the discipline and the tone to just play a tighter ball game?
Yeah, the errors are there, right? And of course, we're always trying to lessen them. But if you're so hyper-focused on that, you're going to make more, right? And so for us, it was just, being uninhibited, just going for it. You tend to make more errors when you're conservative. And so same thing with Sasha, who struggled behind the service line yesterday. We said, just go after it. It's when you're tentative that ball continues to float. So we'd rather see an aggressive error than, a tentative one. So I think it's just, again, getting over that fear, getting over that what if, and learning to kind of break through that insecurity glass a little bit And I think that's where when you get out of that comfort zone or go beyond that a little bit, that's where I see us just moving past, because we know it. When we create a situation or a mindset that you don't have to be perfect, it is a game of errors. It essentially is very much about errors. It's just about making a few less, and I think that just brings it into more reality for them.
Thank you, Coach.
Manageable.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. Best of luck next time, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you.